We have all been there. You are walking up to the cinema ticket counter, nervously adjusting your jacket because you are smuggling a candy bar and a bag of chips past the security check. Consumers have complained for years that they are treated like a captive audience, forced to surrender their own snacks, only to be funneled toward expensive, unhealthy concession stands. Theater owners counter that allowing outside food creates hygiene nightmares. They argue that if patrons bring in oily foods like tandoori chicken or sticky jalebis, the resulting mess destroys expensive upholstery and drives up maintenance costs. This daily friction moved from the lobby to the courtroom, testing whether a consumer's right to choose can override a business owner's control over their own property. The conflict reached a boiling point in 2018 when two lawyers filed a public interest litigation in the Jammu and Kashmir High Court, directly challenging the nationwide snack ban. Take a look at this conceptual scale. The lawyers argued that forcing citizens to consume expensive junk food violates the right to health and choice guaranteed under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. The High Court judges agreed. They ruled that because the 1975 cinema rules did not explicitly ban outside food, consumers were legally allowed to bring their own snacks. That ruling triggered immediate panic across the multiplex industry. Theater owners faced a sudden collapse of their business model and rushed an appeal to the nation's highest court. While patrons enjoyed the short-term win, the ruling created a conflicting legal landscape that made a Supreme Court challenge inevitable. In January 2023, a Supreme Court intervention led by Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud stepped in to deliver the final word on the matter. The court's foundational logic was simple. A cinema hall is private property. It is not a public facility, and it is certainly not a gym. The owners set the exact terms of admission. This chart shows how theaters rely on the entertainment bundle. Ticket sales cover screening overhead, but actual profit depends almost entirely on the concession stand. The Constitution protects a business owner's trade under Article 19(1)(g), allowing them to set entry conditions to stimulate revenue. The court concluded that banning outside food is a legally protected business decision, essential for the economic survival of the cinema industry. Lawyers for the moviegoers argued that consumers have unequal bargaining power, forced to accept the theater's terms if they want to see a film. The Supreme Court dismissed this. They countered that visiting a movie theater and buying popcorn once inside is a voluntary luxury, not a survival need. The judges used a direct analogy. You would never bring a packed lunch into a fine dining restaurant and expect to eat it there for free. Buying a ticket creates a contract. The theater reserves the right of admission and can dictate exactly what you carry inside their precincts. By classifying cinemas as private eateries, the court confirmed that an owner's property rights override a consumer's desire for choice in a luxury setting. The theater's power, however, is not absolute. The court mandated 3 specific exceptions to ensure patron welfare is protected. Look at this checklist of mandatory exceptions. First, cinemas must provide free, hygienic drinking water. Second, security cannot stop parents from bringing food or milk for infants. Third, theaters must consider requests of patrons with chronic illnesses like diabetes. While theaters control their business model, the law ensures they cannot ignore basic biological and medical needs. Beyond the snack ban, there is an ongoing legal fight against price gouging on prepackaged goods. Take a look at this comparison. In the well-known Aquafina case, consumer courts fined theaters heavily for selling standard water bottles at inflated prices, violating maximum retail price laws. The legal distinction is clear. Theaters can set their own menu prices for freshly made items like popcorn, but they cannot legally manipulate the price of standard retail goods. The final verdict balances both sides. Theaters have the constitutional right to protect their concession stand profits, and you retain the right to hydration, safety, and fair pricing. Leave the samosas at home to respect the theater's commercial logic, but demand your right to free water and medical exceptions.